Today, from MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, it's Week 18 of the NFL on EA Sports.
$50 cab ride away from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Cincinnati Bengals and the New York Jets. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. The Bengals offense here ready to rock and roll. Joe Burrow is the man at quarterback.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost.
Yeah.
How does he eliminate that one interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And, right away, he lost the football. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. So the Jets now in great position here to start things out. They're led out by a former number 2 overall pick in the draft from BYU, Zach Wilson.
And so often when you've stolen a possession, as they just did there,
on the first play,
picking up the fumble, the natural inclination is to attack, go after them big. Sometimes what you just want to do is put the ball in the hands of one of your best players in one of their favorite plays and establish your dominance that way.
They'll run for the first time with Michael Carter. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's first and goal.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid game.
First and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. They'll run with Carter. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A good run of 6 yards there. Gets him closer to the goal line with second down coming up.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Second and goal from inside the 5. Carter is not going to advance very far. He'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
He'll buy some time right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I think that's how this defense is going to need to play these tight ends. Again, get right up on them and stay physical. And that paid off on that play, helping force that incompletion.
And this one is right through. And the Jets hit the board first. It's 3-0. Never ideal conditions in the snow for a kicker, but the first test on the opening drive, he passed it.
He certainly did. You know what the unit told me was their biggest issue playing in the snow? You just worry about something getting in your eye as a ball. Ball is snapped, and then you might miss it, and there goes 3 points off the board.
And this will come out to the 25 as Reed opts for the touchback. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive with a little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punching the end zone without turning it over.
The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
On third down, Burrow. And he'll go underneath here to Evans. And a good job defensively. They stop him short. At the 32.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? Third down, they just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their second drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. Carter takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now the former Terrapin, this is Ty Johnson. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
The big part of a middle linebacker's job is being able to take on blocks and then go make plays. But the best ones, they have those big guys in front of them playing defensive line to hold blockers off of them and allow them to flow sideline to sideline and make the big hits.
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. To throw is Wilson. It's complete. He's got Gronk. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets 1st down.
They brought in the heavy set on 3rd down, and that usually means running play, but we have seen them throw out of that formation. And sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one, wound up hitting him for a 1st down.
On 1st and 10, it's Carter. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Play action. It's Wilson. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. Touchdown! Chris Godwin with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Jets find a way to stretch their lead. It took them a while to get their speedster involved, but they found him downfield there.
And what we've discovered as we've watched games is the speedster doesn't have to have a lot of catches, doesn't have to have volume in order to have a huge impact on the game. His speed scares the heck out of defenses, and other guys can capitalize, but when you finally hit him and he carries it all the way into the end zone, that's what you're paying him for. That big threat that can make big plays on a limited number of catches.
That's how you step on the stage with your first catch. Take it to the house. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. No run back here for Reed, so this will come out to the 25. Cincinnati set to take over once again. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they've put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A Bengal 1st down on a 16-yard pickup there. After one, it's 9-0. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Now after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Burrow. And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. Carl Lawson. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Now a first carry for their fullback. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long. This is the tight end, Njoku. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
Now Carter to start the drive. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And they'll get him down here at the 23. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. Here's Johnson. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's Wilson to throw. Throw right side, taken in by Godwin. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down, executed it to perfection. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they run with Carter. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Flush to his right, and he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Wilson now to throw on third down. He finds Corey Davis. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than... And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's first and goal just outside the 5. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. Only a yard that time, second and goal. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Another run on second down with Carter. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Michael Carter with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Jets go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points. So the first drive ended in 3. This time they take it down and punch it in the end zone.
So that first drive felt like they were just gathering knowledge, didn't it? Just enough to kick the field goal on the first one. And the second time they put it all together and got it all the way to the end zone.
And again, it's no good. A few boo birds coming out as he's missed his second extra point here in the first half. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This is DJ Reed returning. He takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, called it the 26. Joe Mixon and the Bengal offense ready to go back to work. You can count his carries on one finger. They've only given him the rock one time, Charles. What gives?
So we can't draw any conclusions just yet. He has to touch the ball multiple times in order to get into a rhythm and have a chance to have success. You know who else gets into a rhythm? The offensive line. They feel better about what they're doing when they know they've had multiple opportunities to get it done.
Yeah, well, the conclusion we can draw so far, they're losing here in the second quarter. Let's see if they change tunes.
Here we go, here we go.
To throw again on second down. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Here's Jamie Gillen now as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Taken in at the 22. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Wilson. That's complete. It's Elijah Moore. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. It's caught by Davis. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. 2nd and 4. Now it's Wilson. Looking downfield for Godwin. And this is caught inside the 5. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Here's 1st and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. Here's Wilson. Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Chris Godwin as the first half is winding down. And the Jets will extend their lead here just before halftime. The touchdown all set up by the big play, 1 snap before, but they finish it off here with a shorter completion, this time for the score.
I like how they stuck with what got them there, right? The big pass play, get the momentum going, right? That's, you create it with a play like that, and you come right back with another pass play to finalize things off.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Here's Reed returning. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. No reason to do anything foolish as they'll snap it one more time on 1st down. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we've hit halftime here at MetLife Stadium with the home team, the Jets, leading this one. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL.
And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. This snow front that has socked much of the East Coast not going away as we are back to it in the second half. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Another go-around now for the Jets offense. And let's look at their passing game, more specifically their receiving game. These guys have been great out wide.
I'm with you on that one. We'll look at it, and we'll enjoy it, and actually marvel at it. These guys are making every catch possible. Boy, have they been fun to watch in this game.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 5 catches for him in that first half, and that's number 6 that we just saw, and also a first down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Now Wilson on first down. Looking downfield for Godwin. And that is incomplete.
Similar to a shooter in basketball who just connected on the previous shot. They run another set for him on the next play. Now we had a guy who made the catch. They tried to get the big one downfield, but came up empty.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Here's a give to Carter. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. James Daniels, the guard, called for the penalty there. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Now it's Wilson. That is caught. It's Chris Godwin. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Chris Godwin with his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 15 on the year. And the Jets are going to add on to their lead.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And this will come out to the 25 as Reed opts for the touchback. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
And he's going to drop this off to Williams, complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here's Jamie Gillen now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. This is taken at the 23. It's a 41-yard punt, but just a net of 31 following the run back. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. New York ready to go again offensively. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And he'll have a Jets. First down is good running, gets him to about the 44. 56 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. I don't know what this says about me, but I love successful runs up the middle when the blocking is so well executed like that.
And it doesn't matter whether it's zone blocking, whether it's a power scheme. When you have a blocker on a defender and then the running back can read it, find the proper hole, and just go, it's sometimes a thing of beauty.
Here's Carter. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Johnson running right. Brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Jet first down.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side, the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
They'll run on first down. Carter, about 3 yards there to the 27.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Well, this is intercepted. He was trying to get it to Davis. Picked off by Von Bell. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long, but a nice throw there for a good gain and a first down.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on first down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
Here we go. Right, 80. Just like that. 26, Mike, 26. Right, 80.
From the 45 on 2nd down. Burrow. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And right about now, you start to think, and maybe they're starting to think, gosh, maybe points aren't going to happen for us in this game.
Well, it's a thought that is worth having because so far in this game, this defense has not just had the upper hand. They've appeared to be a step ahead, maybe even 2 steps, to everything they've done. They've had an answer for everything this offense has thrown at them.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Mike 6.
Another run on second down with Carter. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be third and about a foot or 2.
Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
One, but incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Wilson on the keeper. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. Back now here on EA Sports. So a moment to catch our collective breath after the fourth down conversion. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. On first down, Carter. 85 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Second down and 3. They toss it out right to Johnson. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. Now Wilson. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And this is caught. It's pulled in by Gronkowski. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 4th down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Bengals have recovered it.
Playing in snow brings so many other factors into the game. It's not just trying to take care of the ball, and we just saw there that that's difficult to do, but just trying to keep your feet and carry out your assignments and make sure you're comfortable while you're out there playing. Are you warm enough in your clothing? A million things going on, but the biggest one, hold on to the ball.
A pass there over the middle to start things out. 7 yards, the pickup there. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
On second down, Williams. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30. Bengals on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Oh, had his hands on it. Couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Here we go. It's Burrow on 4th down. Got a man. It's Chase. He completes it. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. They will throw on first down with Burrow. That's to the right side and complete to Njoku. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Burrow. And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. Now it's Burrow. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. For this defense, CD, that's kind of the icing on the cake here as we get to the end of this one.
And didn't you feel that they weren't just going into total prevent there? You know, they had the lead, and sometimes you fall back and you lose your aggressiveness. Not in this case. They were still making a play on the football, and look how that one turned out. They may have salted this one away.
They'll try and run down some clock with Johnson. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Let's go. Opposite. 60, orange. Let's go.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. 91 yards on the ground for him so far.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
2nd and 8. Carter once more. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And he's got a man, Corey Davis. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Carter, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
Pretty nice, aggressive run there before being brought down just inside of the 30. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. So it's a victory here for the New York Jets, and this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
No, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field, so you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for the Jets, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, they fall to defeat here. And they can take solace in the fact that this team never quit all the way to
today. From M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland, it's the AFC Wildcard Round on EA Sports. We'll see Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens taking on Zach Wilson and the New York Jets.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to the home of the Ravens. Sold out M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Tonight, it's the AFC's turn to take center stage as we've got a wild card matchup on tap between the New York Jets and the Baltimore Ravens. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the postseason on EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, that's really all I need to say to get you fired up. It's the postseason on EA Sports.
And no one's more fired up than the guys who are going to be playing in this game. This is what they fought for all year long. Go back to the OTAs, the mini camps, training camp, throughout the season to get to the playoffs. The intensity level will be off the charts.
Oh, a good return up past the 30. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They're led out by a former #2 overall pick in the draft from BYU at Zach Wilson.
And when you think about his performance this year, you have to have nothing but admiration the way that he passed his team into the playoffs. They threw it around so well in the regular season, but in this game, the elements may affect them. I think they'll continue to fling it around until the weather slows them down, and if it doesn't, they'll continue to show the style that they've shown throughout the season.
And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. First carry for the former Tar Heel, Michael Carter. And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. And let's listen in on the call. So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot, but they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A good productive run there on first down. He winds up getting 8. Well, you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Now Wilson. Get this one complete to Davis. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a first down for them, too.
They'll run with Coleman on first down. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or creep through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
From the 44, Wilson. And a first hookup with his all-pro tight end, Rob Gronkowski. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
When the offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a handoff to Coleman. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Tevin Coleman, 36 yards. And the Jets will strike first here, this wild card matchup. Forget about the storylines of being intimidated in the playoffs on the road. I mean, that was pretty clinical right there.
Yeah, they didn't treat it like it was a playoff game in January, did they?
No.
That felt much more like, hey, we're back in August, running a few drills in the practice field. They seem unaffected by what they're facing in this one.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They go play action with Jackson. That's for Bateman, and it's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six and a Jet touchdown. And we'll see if that pick six looms large as this game continues, because we've seen plays like that alter a lot of playoff contests over the years.
I would agree with that totally. And you often think to yourself, why do they alter it so much? Because after games, don't we hear coaches and players say, well, one play doesn't usually determine the outcome? But I don't think that's really true, do you? Because there's times when we see plays like that, and all of a sudden the momentum jumps to that team side, it deflates the other side, and they never pick it back up. And then things really go from there, don't they?
That's the thing for me. We talk about momentum changes. A play like that is the ultimate momentum change. Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And the lead now stands at 13. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game, and they just had that pick six. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that, because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle, you know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there, it's almost like hopping right.
That's for Bateman, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
Well, pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes us forward for about 6.
We are watching a runner having a really nice game. Carrying it very well. Vision is excellent, but boy, look at the help he's getting. Offensive line, I think they're pretty eager to block for him.
Coleman going to get it again on second down. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 62 yards rushing for him already. A terrific first quarter here to begin the playoffs. Well, they're making a real first quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
The first down carry here for Johnson. And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Complete to the right side. It's Eifert. And the Jets are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
They'll run with Carter. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. Good first step there defensively, but they're still knocking on the doorstep, so maybe another run here?
I think so. One of my favorite coaches used to say, son, if you can darn near lay down near the end zone and get in, give me my best power running play with my best back right now.
2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
On 3rd and goal, Wilson. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off with great anticipation. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Boy, that's the kind of interception that can save a game right there. They're already down 2 scores. Huge play, slowing down what was going against them.
I was thinking the same thing. You get down 3 scores there at this stage, could be in for a long ball game. And he's upended at the 6 as they double their room to maneuver on a pickup of 3. A gain of 3, 2nd down. 13-0 is the score after 1 on EA Sports. Second down at 7. And here's Jackson on the option. And he'll be taken down for a loss back at the 3. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative. But you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and set them down.
A throw taken in by Tyler Wallace. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
So a little breathing room now. 1st and 10 at the 17. Jackson, he's going to keep it himself. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so they didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
Jackson now. That'll be caught by the big tight end, Andrews. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Called it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. On 1st down, Wilson. Looking downfield for Godwin. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpire's got different responsibilities, but always, always making sure no one's holding.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. On the ground, it's a handoff to Coleman. And a short 3-yard pickup gets him up to the 15.
Well, obviously, they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead, now, they're dealing with 2nd and long.
I thought they would have passed it after the penalty. Probably wish they would have now. A hole to dig out of here, 2nd and 17. Throwing is Wilson. He'll air this one out deep for Davis. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Shotgun snap and a give to Carter. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves them with a 4th down now. Now the Jets send on Braden Mann to punt. James Prochet deep for Baltimore. "37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Ravens offense back out there. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown of what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl. Jackson to Andrews on that one. 1st down, Baltimore. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Brandon, there have been some memorable snow games for championships in the NFL. 1948, Philadelphia Eagles, Chicago Cardinals.
Well, the most famous one in my lifetime, I think, is got to be 01, right? Raiders, Patriots, to send the Patriots to the Super Bowl.
You had to go to the Tuck roll, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's one people remember. But I also know this. In Miami, The infamous one, the snowplow game in New England, when they went out there and the Patriots had a guy come out and clear a spot on the field for their field goal kicker to kick the game winner.
Was that 82?
That was 82, and the Dolphins fans will never forget it.
Well, we're not seeing one of those famous games here, but it's fun to be in the snow nonetheless. Throwing again on second down. Jackson. That's into the hands of Wallace over the middle.
Well, the Ravens are going to have a first and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another first down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
26, Mike, 26.
Jackson will throw again. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line. Second and goal. Here's Jackson to throw. Dancing to his left. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out, and it's scooped up by the Jets. And nothing but daylight ahead. He's at the 30. 10. And he takes it to the house. It's a fumble recovery for a Jet touchdown. How about that for a momentum swing? You had it goal to go. Not only do you cough it up, but they pick it up and return it all the way for a touchdown.
And now you have to give oxygen to the entire team because what a letdown that was. Terrific drive. Looked like you're going to get points. Instead, the other team registers them on the scoreboard.
Coup for the extra point. And oh, it's no good. For the second time now in this first half, he's missed an extra point. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
James Prochet to return it. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Ravens going to get one more drive here in this first half. And they've got less than 30 seconds to go here, so not a lot of time to work with.
Jackson on first down. Going to go to Clement here out of the backfield. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. On first and 10, it's Jackson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now Jackson.
And that's going to be caught. It's James Prochet.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. A good pickup, but it will come on what should be the final play in this first half. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando. You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game.
Prochet to return it. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And, Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is a team that's had so much success this year. Haven't really had to deal with a lot of adversity at halftime, to be honest. But now here they are with their playoff lives on the line.
And I think when you're alluding to that interesting locker room, you're just wondering, how are they handling that bit of adversity that they're seeing right now? Because I think this is a team that has to look to lean on the veterans at this point. We know we're better than this. We've proved it all season. Let them disseminate that confidence through the locker room. But this opening drive, it'll be an important one for them to give them a little jolt of confidence moving forward.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
Good, sure hands there from a guy not accustomed to catching a whole lot of passes. But how about the way he was able to pull that one in and pick up good yardage?
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's going to have a Ravens first down as he's able to get this up past the 40.
3rd and inches, just turn around, hand it to the big guy, and let him plow forward and pick up a first down. A lot of people think that the offensive line, they may almost take the play off because they got a big guy back there pushing forward. I think it actually works in reverse. I think they block harder because they love seeing that guy get the ball because he doesn't touch it very often.
And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line.
But they certainly haven't been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
They'll try and run with their fullback. Now the ball comes loose, and it's scooped up by the Jets. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect second half, and down 3 scores. A lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
Well, it reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too well either. Too many mistakes by both of us. I mean, that's just pure and simple. And that's why that's exactly where they are in this ball game. They're going to need a huge turnaround if they want to try and win this one.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Play action. It's Wilson. Out to his left. Wide open, Gronkowski. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Carter. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times. And what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. He was looking for Gronk that time, but now it's 3rd and goal.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Wilson. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line.
3rd and goal, they decided to throw for it, but how about the play defensively? Couldn't find anyone open, left him nowhere to go with the football, had to absorb the sack.
And his kick is indeed good. And that one ups the lead to 22-0. So they wind up turning the turnover into points as they convert there for 3.
Yeah, that was a nice job there to force the fumble. They recover, hand things over to their offense. and then the offense went down and got them 3. That alone, that's not enough to win a game, but both units able to do their jobs on these last 2 drives.
Baltimore about ready to go on offense. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Now an option play on 2nd down. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
That one complete to Crochet. And he will have a Ravens 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives them a new set of downs. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Jackson. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Well, they've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Now it's Jackson. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Nick Boyle that time, and it's 3rd down.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
And they will get this across midfield, but still well short of the 1st as he's dropped at the 46. Now after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. On is the punter, Cook, who sends it away. And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now they hand off to Coleman. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 79 yards rushing for him now to this point. The running game continues to be a big part of their success here early in the 4th quarter.
And with those types of runs, that tells you they feel very confident in their running game. They feel very strong at this stage of the contest, and they want to keep doing exactly what we saw there, running the ball down their throat.
Coleman. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5. And is that Gronkowski the one slow to get up? Yes. Gronk still down right now. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Sliding out of the pocket. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down.
That's something we have not seen him do to this point, and that's take the ball, tuck it, and run.
Exactly right. His first carry of the game. I guess he picked a good time to do it.
He certainly did. Not only did he have the element of surprise, he's making sure he's judicious in taking off.
They'll run on first down. Coleman will wind up getting 4 down to the 36. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. A handoff for Carter. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out of them. That's just who they are.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down. To throw is Jackson. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game, but in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
And that's knocked away and incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Good spot on the field to go for it, kind of no man's land as they call it, and it worked out.
Yeah, they call it no man's land because your punter is telling you it's too short, I'm just going to punt it into the end zone. Your field goal kicker might give you a little raised eyebrow, might be too far for the field goal, so it gives you a great chance to go for it. Personally, if you have those tendencies to be aggressive as a head coach, you kind of like this spot because it gives you the decision to go ahead and go for it when you want to anyway.
From the 29, Jackson. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. A 6-yard pass on back-to-back plays. Picks up the first. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Now a throw complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. And Jackson throwing once more. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. James Crochet there to make the grab. And the Ravens are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed. But if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively, though, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know, you
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. On first down, Johnson. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Johnson. He'll get it to the 23-yard line. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. Wilson wants to throw it. Got his man. It's Eifert. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal. Well, clear running situation. Trying to take time off the clock. He ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they'd shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit them over the top.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Michael Carter, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Jets continue to pull the playoff surprise as they lead big here on the road.
Look, we all know that sometimes we see upsets in the wild card round. But I have to tell you, in this case, I did not see that coming.
I don't think anyone in the stadium saw it coming. You and I were coming in before the game. There was a couple in front of us talking about travel plans for next weekend. They might want to cancel those.
Yeah, I would say so, because right now it's looking more and more like they're going to be one and done. They're probably trying to call the hotel and make sure they get their security deposit back.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. Saying their fans here are stunned would be an understatement. Things in this wild card round have not gone according to plan. Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Jets have recovered.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal. Oh, Wilson going to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. Here's a give to Carter. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Michael Carter with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Jets capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about it.
Oh, for the third time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. On 1st and 10, it's Carter. That's on the tackle, Braden Smith. And they'll run here with Carter. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
They said beginning of the season they wanted to get past the wild card round. Well, they just got past the wild card round.
How about that, being able to put the big check marks up in the locker room, right? Get to the wild card game. Check. Got that done. Win a wild card game. Big check. Now you've got to go ahead and set your sights higher. There is a bigger prize out there, and they still have an opportunity.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. From Baltimore, so long, everybody.